Assalamu alaikum, dear Professor Ayub. We are privileged to have an interview with ICAM.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Knowing your contributions to the field of Islamic economics and finance, we would like to take this opportunity to talk about Islamic finance by focusing on your book, Understanding Islamic Finance, which is translated by ICAM, by İktisat Yayınları to Turkish. Before that, would you introduce yourself and your journey about Islamic economics and finance?
Okay, thanks. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulil Kareem. First of all, thanks to ICAM for translating the book and again then giving me the opportunity to speak. About the book, actually, I had been working in the State Bank of Pakistan in the area of Islamic economics. I worked there for 28 years. So by being a central banker, my job was to write on Islamic economics and then to impart training in Islamic banking and finance. Accordingly, I prepared a training material in 2001-2, and that material was basically given the shape of a book that was published by State Bank of Pakistan, another book. Keeping in view that book, the Wali requested me to write a book that could serve as a textbook. So I entered into an agreement with them and the book started, but with work of the State Bank of Pakistan it was not possible for me. So I had to quit the State Bank and I took early retirement from the bank and just to complete the book. Alhamdulillah, the book was completed in 2007 January, February, and it was then published in October 2007. So, Alhamdulillah, still now it has been translated into Arabic, into Malay Bhasa, into Urdu and other languages also. So it is basically a full-fledged course for training in Islamic finance. Those people who want to basically start any program of training, they can base their training program on each chapter. There are 18 chapters and there could be 17-18 modules for the training in Islamic finance. So happy God giving me the opportunity and I did that, Alhamdulillah.
It had an effect worldwide, yeah? The book,
yeah. Worldwide effect. Basically, its translation in so many languages means that worldwide effect. And at least at undergrad level and even the graduate level, all students basically study this.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Professor Ayub, before defining and understanding Islamic finance, can we talk a bit of the history of Islamic finance? Where did it became emerge?
Yeah, basically economics is the mother discipline and out of that finance is a sub-discipline. Finance means that in every society, every economy, there are two groups of people, one who have excess money and the other who need money. And to link these two groups, there has to be some institutions, and these institutions could be banks in our age and could be simple mudarba in the old age at the time of the Holy Prophet and the companions. So at this time there are many institutions, direct intermediation and indirect intermediation, but as the most and commonly known form of such institutions is bank, so Islamic finance main is understood Islamic banking, but it is not correct. I think Islamic finance is much more. And Islamic finance basically it is a whole system covering the capital market, covering the banking system, covering the takaful insurance system, and even covering the other areas of human life. As Islam is the deen, complete deen, so is Islamic finance. So as regard the history, basically the theoretical work started about 1770 years ago But the real work, known work, was from 1970s when the IDB was established, other banks were established, the Jeddah University was established, and then now the issue is that Islamic finance that should have been part of Islamic economics, this is now segregated. Unfortunate, Islamic economics is there. It was in 80s, but Islamic finance is going on without any integration with its main source, that is Islamic economics. So it is good that Islamic economics has developed. Even the IMF, the World Bank, and all world know this. But there are issues, as we may discuss in various questions.
Yeah. How would you define as an expert to the general public what Islamic economics and finance is? Just defining as an expert, what is it exactly? What is the differences between conventional finance, conventional economics?
Very simple definition: intermediation between those who have access money and those who need money for their business, even for consumption, in a way that is Sharia compliant. Very simple.
Very simple. Yeah.
Very simple.
Very
but
simple,
Sharia compliance is in turn very complicated. It is in letter or written spirit first.
Yeah.
When the other thing is that when we see about the Sharia compliance, then we link it to Maqasid Sharia or not. Because everything in human life has to be purposeful. When we say that we are going to introduce another system of finance, that is Islamic finance, to replace the present with the Islamic, it means it should be some objective. What is the objective? The objective is to basically redefine the whole scenario, because the conventional system is such that the rich are richer and the poor are poorer, and the whole economy, whole world, global, is at the verge of destruction. So here we need Islamic principles to be implemented. So Islamic finance would be there, where real Islamic principles of risk sharing, principles of production, principles of distribution, with just and fairness are adopted. If this is not, we may say that it is in letter but not in spirit.
Yeah, thank you very much. And how should we look to the mainstream? It's an alternative or a premise for Islamic countries or Western economies. Is it for us, for Islamic countries, a premise or alternative? Is it alternative for Western economies? It's every time mixed. We are looking to Islamic finance an alternative, but for Muslims, I think it must be a premise. What's your opinion?
Actually, presently, it is considered that it is Islamic, and many people may say it is for Muslim only. No. The religion, Islam, is for all people, even Judaism, Christians. Quran says that they were Muslims. Only the nature of change, this is the last revelation, that is Islam. It means the riba is prohibited for everyone, gharar is prohibited for everyone. So the major principles and laws that require justice, that require fairness and avoidance from exploitation is for all. So we may name it Islamic banking, we may name it ethical banking, responsible banking, and even participation banking, as we see, and even the Abrahamic banking.
Abrahamic,
yeah. So it is need of the human society, all society. About 8 years ago, when the global crisis came, we saw that so many institutions in America were collapsed. None collapsed in Pakistan and Turkey. The more a country was advanced in finance, in innovation, in financial engineering, the more it was in the problem. What is the reason? It begins when we go against the law of the nature, against the law of the this word, the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is the law? Law is that you are people, you should be doing effort for shared prosperity, not my prosperity, not greed and lust. We all people, anyone, human being, they need basic necessities, they need whatever. So this thing requires that we as a whole human being should be considering Islamic finance as a system to be tried to solve, to resolve the problem that the human being as a whole is now facing. So even I know, even in America, people are talking about what should be done about money.
Yeah.
It is money created out of nothing.
Yeah. Exactly.
These derivatives and sale of debt and again and again and again. So what happened this? Then the most important is the short selling. A company has share 1 million, but its sold share are 1 billion.
Yeah.
What happens then? It means then if there is any issue, all people will come to sell, but nobody will be to buy. So overnight, its price will come from $200 to $2 only, and then completely collapse. So this is the basic La tabi ma laysa indak. The Holy Prophet said, you can't sell what you do not possess.
Yeah.
So this is the basic principle. Why I should be selling something that I do not have? It means that I am exploiting someone. So now this whole banking system is basically exploiting the human being. Even in America, the whole wealth is basically converted to a few people, to 8, 9, 10 people in the world who are,
Exactly.
all other people are basically the poor, and they going more and more poor. So it means that all people have to come together. But here there is the role of Islamic finance. If Islamic finance people do good, they become an example, the other would come.
Yeah.
So
We should look as a premise, not an alternative.
Yeah.
But this you have many theoretical contributions to the field. What is about the practice? Are the practice loyal to the theory, or are there any dilemmas?
Basically here is the problem.
It's possible in IOP, I know.
Yeah.
What are you seeing? What are you doing in the Islamic banks and Islamic finance institutions?
Yeah, here is the problem, or as I was basically indicating in your first question, the earlier question, here is the problem. Theory of Islamic finance institution is basically different, and the practice is different. This is the major flaw. And when we say that Ahallallahu al-Bay'a, it means we should fulfill all Sharia essentials of Bay, sale, simply ijara, and most importantly, risk sharing. So, unfortunately, what Islamic finance institutions, banks, and other are doing, there is a problem, and particularly when they get cash out of cash in many ways. It could be organized tawarruk, it could be derivative, it could be any such. This is basically the major loss and major point that could go against the Islamic finance, even in theory. Many people now say that interest is not prohibited, just because they say that Islamic banks at this time are not doing good. They are earning cash from cash by doing tawarruk or by. So it may be some people say that this banking interest is now involved in riba, that is prohibited. So there is much difference between the Islamic theory that is really based on the law of the nature. That is no doubt, that is the theory. But it is our job to implement according to that theory. And if we are not doing good, it means it is not fault of the Islamic theory, it is our fault. It is the fault of the practitioner.
Yeah, I'm also scared about the derivatives like securitization of sukuk.
Yeah.
This can be a problem maybe in the future while just exchanging the papers in the practice. What do you think about it? The sukuk securitization. Yeah.
Securitization as it is not a problem. Securitization means simply I have a physical asset, but I want to make it marketable. If I have, for example, all these shares of stock market companies are the securities.
Yeah.
It means the company is worth 1 billion rupees. Now it's share, and we can purchase its share. So many people are owning one company. Similarly, if ABC Bank, Islamic Bank, has basically financed an aeroplane to Turkish airline, but subsequently they say that we are not in position to keep this whole aeroplane on our balance sheet, so they can securitize it. Securitization, no problem. But securitization has to be based on some principle.
Yeah.
And for that, IOFI has done a good job. They have given a standard of IOFI. If that is implemented, then securitization could not be a problem. Rather, securitization is basically a method of resolving many issues. Even in last 3 or 4 years, even in case of Waqf and benevolent economics, many people have discussed and suggested al-khair sukuk. Yeah. So sukuk as it is not problem. Sukuk is basically a redeemable instrument for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, while share is for perpetual instrument. So main issue is that the features of sukuk should not be like that of debt. It's basically, that is why IOFI says that none kind of sukuk can give guarantee of the principal, guarantee of the profit to its holder.
Yeah.
But if we put some clause that there is guarantee, it is then our. So it means the securitization is not issue. The issue is how securitization is conducted. Is it being conducted keeping in view the contracts, Islamic law of contract and its principle or not?
Yeah, and I want to just talk about the digitalization of Islamic finance. What do you think about it? There are some thoughts that blockchain and cryptocurrencies can change the Islamic finance, can contribute to Islamic finance. Those like innovations like financial technology institutions. What is the challenge of Islamic finance in the future?
Look, these are the latest innovations in technology.
Yeah.
Technology has no issue of Sharia compliance or non-compliance. Technology is technology. It is issue how you use that.
Yeah.
Issue is how you. So the Sharia, the blockchain, or even the basically currencies. There could be any currency. There could be any technology. These are only for safety, only for ease of human being. It is how we are to use this. For example, even the main issue is how much currency, any currency is created, how that is exchanged. Main issue is this. If these virtual currencies are exchanged in proper way, keeping view the rule of biosurf, and okay, same the blockchain is simply technology. How to make it safe? This is actually safeguard measure.
Yeah.
So that there is no problem in the whole system. So blockchain is nothing un-Islamic. Yeah. If Islamic banks could use it for their more what we can say effective functioning, we should do this for crowdfunding or for all these things. Main issue is that how the main factors, main parties to the contract, they behave while using blockchain or any other technology. So technology is no problem. There is nothing any haram or nothing halal. They are basically for our we simply say to make our life easy and more and more secure.
Yeah, and are the banks the only solution to practice Islamic finance? Could we establish another finance institutions that can be more practicable of Islamic finance? What are your recommendations about it?
Yeah, it is very, very important aspect how basically an Islamic bank can do trading, can do ijara, leasing, can involve in musharaka and mudarba. But in all these areas, it has to fulfill the Sharia essentials of all. But is it possible that one institution doing all this, working as a trading house? It may not be possible. So it is an what we can say an possibility that a bank makes a number of subsidiaries.
Yeah.
For example, one subsidiary is for the trading, export, import. The other is for the fertilizers. Another is for the agriculture. Another for commodities. So each and every subsidiary basically belonging to the whole main bank will be doing business, full-fledged business, keeping in view the market prices. So in that case, Islamic banking will be really, that could be implemented. It means that these subsidiary would be getting real profit, and that profit will then could be distributed among the deposit holders. So this model of Islamic banking can be changed. It means one subsidy could be only for what you can say the government government financing. So the other could be for the other major areas. So it means that another area could be what we can say fund management, very important. Too many people have excess money, they may purchase fund, and the fund manager basically invests those in the government's in the shares and other, and it could be then venture capital, and there could be many forms. So banking is only one part, and in this banking the subsidiary model is the best one in my view.
Yeah, thank you. Just couple of questions. What do you think about the interest of Western economies to the Islamic finance? Do they really trust Islamic finance, or are they looking just getting a share of the cake?
Okay, as I mentioned earlier, basically the principle of Islamic finance are useful for the whole human being, whole humanity.
Yeah.
And some senior people, serious people are thinking of this. That is why many people are now considering, even they're talking about the Chicago plan of 1930s and about the responsible creation of money or all these things. What is this? These are basically Islamic finance principle.
Yeah.
So the real benefit of the whole West is that we come to that point. We come to that point so that there is stability, there is basically shared prosperity, but not this that a few people are become richer and the other are just like slave. So for the time being, I think the problem starts from the Islamic banks themselves. They have not proven themselves a good example. If they do the job responsibly, they do really trading, they do real ijara, they do musharaka, mudarba, they do securitization and other. It means that each and every financial transaction should be backed by the real assets. Yes, not only real estate, but with the whole process. It means that finance will be really beneficial for the whole society in which a bank is.
Yeah.
So this, what we can say, the Islamic finance system is common for whole being. But presently, the problem is created by the Islamic banks themselves. So we can't blame the other. The others are taking benefit.
Yeah.
Other targeting benefit, those people who were now avoiding interest, now they are coming to this. It means they are getting profit. So the time being, they are in Islamic finance because they are getting profit. But most recently, the World Bank, the Sustainable Development Goals, SDG of the World Bank, similarly, a lot of work has been done in the IMF. They people say that for shared prosperity, for social and financial inclusion, Islamic finance could be very useful.
Yeah.
But it is now our job, our duty that we say that our banks should be doing banking or intermediation only in that way that the Sharia compliance is in spirit, not only in letter.
Yeah, it's our cause, I think. And one of the last question, as you discussed in your book, what are the challenges of Islamic finance in the future? What do you think about the future of Islamic finance? What are the challenges?
Future of Islamic, basically, as I said earlier, it is need of the humanity. It is, but depends upon the Sharia scholars. Sharia scholars are at the driving seat, basically.
Yeah.
But their drivers basically not. They are not actually driving. They are basically guiding the drivers.
Yeah.
Whatever a Sharia scholar says, even the governor of any central bank cannot contradict that. So it is now duty of the Sharia scholar that they actually really study, they keep in view what is the Sharia principle and how and on what basis we should be allowing that practice.
Yeah.
And they must also keep in view the after effects of that. So if Sharia scholars today say that they won't allow organized tawarruk, no one could be organized. So Islamic finance future depends upon the practices of Islamic bank, and practice of Islamic banks can be in better position if Sharia scholars play their role effectively.
Yeah, exactly. And do you have any recommendations to understand Islamic finance better to the researchers, to the Islamic finance dealers, to the economists? What's your suggestions?
No, that is basically training, awareness.
Yeah.
Awareness, education, awareness and training. And this training should be at grassroots level. It means that first of all bankers who are involved in Islamic banking, they must be giving training. Their job just like an employee. They don't understand. So many people that we have basically doing this simply because we are employee. No, they should be doing this as a commitment. Number one. The other thing is that there should be full-fledged system of education and training, and as we are discussing in my book, this basically this is based on a full-fledged training program. And on this pattern, we have in Pakistan a training program by National Institute of Banking and Finance, that is the training arm of the State Bank of Pakistan. So the best way to introduce Islamic finance and to clarify the problem among the people's mind is that it's told about the system. Many people now say that only murabaha and musharaka are Islamic. No, this is not the case. It could be trading, it could be credit sale, it could be forward sale. Islam allows even forward sale in the name of salam, provided the conditions are fulfilled. So in structure it could be musharaka, mudarba, venture capital, anything, crowdfunding could be a lot of. Simply the Sharia scholars do their duty and allow only those things that lead to Islamic finance in letter as also in spirit.
Yeah. It was an efficient interview. We are very thankful that you have accepted.
Thank you, and thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much.